Sometimes as women, we are so feisty, so sassy that oftentimes we don't know when to turn it on and turn it off. You guys might be asking, what am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about Tony Buzbee co-counsel, Curious. As you guys can remember, I told you guys that she would have be met with sanctions. Now, yesterday was a sanction hearing, and her tone has completely changed. So she's not lashing out at the judge. She's not giving that feisty, sassy attitude anymore. Because in case you have missed it, the judge basically reprimanded her and advised her not to make those fatal mistakes going forward when the judge basically said that she gave Tony Buzbee her electronic details to file and mitigate lawsuits without him receiving a pro act vice. She clapped back at the judge. She basically called the judge a liar, said that she's seasoned, and she did everything that was supposed to be done on the lawsuit to be Tony Buzbee co-counsel. However, Tony Buzbee's actions, as you guys know, he's not licensed to practice in the Southern District of New York, and he didn't get the Pro Act visa. While it is okay for him to practice there without the license, he would need the Pro Act visa, basically just asking the court their permission to allow him to practice in the Southern District of New York and let the court know that he has a co-counsel that has been submitted to practice and is actively practicing in the Southern District of New York. He didn't do that. So when it was too late, that is when he dropped that lawsuit against jayz. So when the judge reprimanded Tony Buzbee's co-counsel, she was like, Your Honor, for your information, what you're saying I didn't do that. I didn't give Tony Buzbee, and that's not what happened. But the judge is basically saying if both of you all paid attention, ain't no way we could have these, embarrassing error in numerous court filing. So she did not take accountability, and the judge was like, okay, you're going to appear in front of a sanction hearing. We need for you to explain yourself. So yesterday was that sanction hearing. And she says, I just want to apologize to the court. You are absolutely right. The affidavit was missing one operable word other by any other court. That is my mistake. I apologize. You are 1,000% right. I'm very sorry. So she has, I'm very, very sorry. I can't express how sorry I am to this court. You are absolutely right, Your Honor. It was missing a very important word in there, and it's not right because it is not right? The court says, all right, look, I appreciate it. It is not my want to sanction lawyers, but I also tried to give you fair warning, and your letter to me was somewhat belligerent and contemptuous. Miss Curious, I apologize. So this was a sanction hearing. The judge is saying, you know what, it's not within my intention to sanction any attorney. But when I saw her response, when I saw that letter on Twitter, I said, yeah, she's going to be sanctioned because you can't be clearly in the wrong and then, lashing out at a judge and telling the judge that you weren't wrong. Now, many people may say other, but other in this case, it doesn't make any sense. What does that mean? So in legal documents, the word other, it is important because it helps to expand or clarify categories, ensuring that the court filing is comprehensive and inclusive. It broadens the scope when a document lists specific items or people, but includes other. It prevents loopholes and unintended exclusions. For example, the defendant and other responsible parties can ensure liability extends beyond just one individual. So basically them leaving out other and then going back to amend a law. Well, in this case, it would not even be amend, just amending, because when you're filing it, and let's say there were other parties, for example, with that Jado lawsuit, how she basically consistently changed the number of people that was in the room, which is not known to a lot of people. A lot of people aren't aware that she did change the numbers, because in one of the filing, she says Diddy along with celebrity A and celebrity B. Then she went back and she said jayz and others, right? So others is very important in the, court filing. Now, it also allows legal interpretation. The presence of other can influence how judges and attorney interpret a contract or statute. It can signal that the filer intended to account for additional possibilities beyond explicitly beyond explicitly stated terms. So it also helps to avoid restrictive language. Without other, legal wording could be narrowly interpreted, potentially limiting the effectiveness of a claim or a defense. As it relates to unforeseen circumstances, using the word other, it allows a document to cover unexpected or unlisted situations that might arise in the case. So because other, it's a critical word when it comes to court filing, contract, pointing fingers at someone, accusing them. It is very important. So as such, hence why she was, reprimanded in that sense. And that was not just one thing. There were numerous other inconsistencies as well, as you guys know. So as such, she's saying, yes, it is important for me to include other, but that's not just the only thing that she did wrong. Well, I'm going to keep you guys up to date on this. I promise you. So once there's an update, if she gets sanctioned, I'm going to let you guys know what the final decision is because the court may very well go ahead and do so because, I think that the Buzbee cases are so messy, but I don't hope for her to get sanctioned though because she's really helped a lot of, minors. So I do hope that she learns from this. As women, we can be sassy and fiery, so sassy and fiery at times. It's just amazing. But I want to hear from you guys. What's your take? While you're at it, now give this video a big thumbs up, share, stay safe, and we're going to talk some more in the comment section. Peace.